Christine Brown has finally had enough. After years of silent suffering, manipulation, and mind games, we're seeing her stand up, speak out, and expose the truth about Kody Brown. And let me tell you, Kody is not handling it well. In the most recent Sister Wives footage, we saw the cracks in Kody's carefully crafted image completely shatter. His meltdown wasn't just uncomfortable to watch, but it was disturbing. His refusal to take accountability, his deflection, his classic blame game, all of it was on full display. And honestly, it felt like we were watching a man losing control, not just of the situation, but of the narrative he's been spinning for over a decade. Hey everyone, welcome back to TLC Sister Wives Recap. I'm Sarah, and if you've been following this wild, messy, unfiltered journey with me, you know I never sugarcoat what we see. This channel is all about breaking down the real dynamics behind TLC's Sister Wives. No fake drama, no conspiracy theories, just honest, detailed commentary based on the show and what these people are actually saying and doing. If you love deep dives, raw analysis, and unapologetic takes on the Brown family's chaos, you are in the right place. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up if you appreciate real talk, and don't forget to click the bell so you never miss an upload. Also, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Kody's reaction to Christine? Do you believe he's genuinely hurt? Or is this just another classic Kody power move? Let me know down in the comments. I read every single one. All right, buckle in. Because today, we're peeling back the layers on Kody's meltdown, Christine's strength, and the dark truth that's finally coming to light. If you've been watching the latest Sister Wives episodes, then you know Kody Brown has mastered the art of dodging responsibility. Every time a tough question gets thrown his way, whether it's from Suki during the tell-all, Christine, Janelle, or even the audience indirectly, he either shuts down the conversation, spins the narrative, or turns himself into the victim. It's the same exhausting pattern, over and over again. One of the most frustrating things he did recently? Misusing the term gaslighting. Let's talk about that for a second because I think a lot of people caught it, but not everyone understands how serious that is. During his sit-down with Suki, Kody literally told her he didn't want to be gaslit by her or anyone else. The irony? That entire conversation was textbook gaslighting, but it was Kody who was doing it. Let me break it down for you. Gaslighting isn't just a buzzword. It's a real, dangerous form of psychological manipulation. It happens when someone makes you question your own memories, your own feelings, even your own sense of reality. It's what abusers and manipulators use to gain control over a situation. They deny what happened, twist the facts, contradict themselves, and slowly make the victim feel unstable, like they can't trust their own mind. That's gaslighting. But here's Kody throwing the word around like a shield, accusing others of gaslighting him, when in reality, it's his go-to tactic. And we saw it so clearly during that weird, awkward conversation about a potential guys' weekend with David Woolley, Christine's husband. First, Kody claims he thought it would be a good idea. You could almost see him trying to act all mature and above it while say, like, sure, we can be adults, maybe hang out, bury the hatchet. But the second David very politely makes a joke about there being rules, which, let's be honest, was probably code for the, yeah, Kody, you're not invited. Kody completely flips. Suddenly it's, no, we wouldn't do that. I'd never agree to that. Classic Kody. He contradicts himself mid-conversation, rewrites history in real time, and expects everyone else to just forget what he said 2 minutes ago. And when anyone dares to point that out, well, they're the problem. They're gaslighting him. They're attacking him. It's exhausting to watch, but also really revealing. Because underneath all of Kody's deflection and manipulation is one simple truth. So, he cannot handle losing control of the narrative. And Christine? She's finally pulling that rug out from under him. Christine's strength, speaking truth after years of silence. Now let's talk about Christine Brown. Because honestly, watching her over the past few seasons has been like watching someone slowly reclaim their voice after years of being silenced, manipulated, and emotionally worn down. If you've been following Sister Wives for a while, you know Christine was always seen as the happy one, the one trying to hold everything together for the sake of the family. But behind that smile, there were years of mind games, emotional damage, and silent suffering, and now she's finally speaking the truth, and it's powerful. In the recent episodes, especially during those uncomfortable conversations about being around Kody, you can literally see Christine's anxiety. Her body language changes, her tone shifts. That nervous energy isn't for show, and that's real. That's the kind of fear and uncertainty that comes from being emotionally manipulated for years, from walking on eggshells, from constantly being made to question your own reality. Christine has openly talked about how her time with Kody left her with PTSD, and honestly, it shows. And I don't say that as an insult. I say that with total empathy. Because anyone who's been in a controlling, emotionally abusive situation knows that even after you leave, the mental and emotional scars don't just disappear, they linger. They creep back in, especially when you're forced to be around your abuser. But here's what makes Christine's story so incredible. She didn't stay stuck in that cycle. Her relationship with David Woolley has been such a clear turning point. You can see how much calmer, more confident, and grounded she's become. David has been open about therapy, about creating a healthy, supportive environment, and it shows. Christine finally looks like a woman who isn't just surviving, she's healing. And she's not just looking out for herself, she's doing what's right for her daughter, truly, too. Filing for child custody and child support wasn't some petty, spiteful move. It was a legal, responsible decision. The kind any mother would make to protect her child and ensure her needs are met. And yet, the fact that Christine felt so nervous and scared to even film with Kody after doing that, that speaks volumes. That isn't drama. That's real life trauma playing out on camera. But instead of backing down, Christine is standing firm. She's setting boundaries. She's telling her truth. And most importantly, she's refusing to let Kody's manipulation control her or her daughter any longer. Watching that unfold, it's not just reality TV, it's a real story of strength, survival, and finally breaking free. If there's one thing Kody Brown does consistently, it's contradict himself. And nowhere is that more obvious than when it comes to Christine filing for child support. Let's just call this what it is: pure hypocrisy. Legally, Christine had every right to file for child support and child custody for Truly. In fact, most people would argue it's not just her right, it's her responsibility as a parent to make sure her daughter's needs are protected and provided for. But the minute Christine took that step, Kody's reaction was pure rage. You could practically see it simmering under the surface during those interviews. And what makes it even more frustrating to watch is that Kody somehow believes he gets to control how Christine handles the fallout of their relationship, even after she's left him. He reportedly made her promise not to file for child support when they split. Let that sink in. A grown man, a father, basically telling the mother of his child, "Sure, leave me, but don't you dare expect me to financially support our daughter." But Christine didn't fold to that manipulation. She went ahead, filed the paperwork, and stood her ground. And surprise, surprise, Kody fought back. He actually filed a counterclaim as if that was going to scare Christine into backing down. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. Instead, what we saw was Kody scrambling by, first trying to play the role of the mature, reasonable ex. Remember that moment when he acted like maybe, just maybe, he could see himself having a conversation with Christine and David? Even entertaining the idea of a future double date? For a second, you almost believed he'd turned over a new leaf. But the second Christine asserts herself, sets boundaries, or makes a legal move to protect Truly, suddenly she's undermining him. Here's the thing, most of us know what undermining really means. It's about gradually, often sneakily, weakening someone's authority or credibility. But Christine isn't doing that. She's being blatantly honest about who Kody is, how he's treated her, and what their daughter needs. That's not undermining, that's accountability. And that's exactly why it terrifies Kody. Because deep down, this isn't about child support or custody or even their breakup. It's about control. It always has been. Kody thrived when he held all the power, when the women stayed quiet, when the family followed his rules, when nobody questioned his authority. But Christine? She's not playing that game anymore. And Kody? He's scrambling, contradicting himself, and pointing fingers, all classic signs of a man watching his control slip away. The truth tellers, Christine, Janelle, and the courage to speak up. One of the most satisfying, and honestly long overdue. Parts of the latest Sister Wives episodes is watching the women, especially Christine and Janelle, finally speak their truth. And not just in little passive aggressive side comments. I mean, really calling out Kody's false narratives for what they are. For so many years, Kody controlled the story. He painted himself as the misunderstood husband, the man just trying to hold his big, complicated family together, while the women supposedly made life difficult. And for a while, it worked, but not anymore. Christine, in particular, has been absolutely unapologetic about exposing the emotional abuse, the mind games, and the manipulation that went on behind closed doors. She's not mincing words. She's saying flat out that Kody neglected them, abandoned them emotionally, and in many ways used his relationships with the women as tools for control. And honestly, it's refreshing to finally hear someone say it. But what makes this dynamic so interesting is how different Christine and Janelle's approaches are, yet both are equally powerful. Christine is the one who's willing to name the behavior. She's not afraid to call Kody abusive, manipulative, and neglectful. She's done hiding it for the sake of family image or Kody's ego. And in doing that, she's giving permission for other women, viewers, even her own children, to recognize those same toxic patterns in their own lives. Then there's Janelle, quieter, more reserved, but no less determined. Janelle may not blast Kody in interviews the way Christine does, but her actions speak volumes. She refuses to engage with him or Robin. She's made it clear she doesn't want to be in the same room with them, and she's done chasing Kody's approval or pretending things are fine for the cameras, and that silent boundary setting is its own kind of strength. The truth is, speaking up after years of silence isn't easy, whether you do it loudly like Christine or quietly like Janelle. It takes courage to break free from years of gaslighting, manipulation, and public judgment. But little by little, that's exactly what these women are doing. And as viewers, we're witnessing something rare for reality TV: real growth, real boundaries, and women reclaiming their voices one step at a time. No fake reconciliations, no forced happy endings, just the messy, honest, painful process of healing. And honestly, it's about time. Final thoughts and audience engagement. So, at the end of the day, what we're really seeing here is a power struggle that Kody Brown is losing. Christine's courage to finally speak her truth, to stand her ground, and to protect her daughter has completely shaken the foundation Kody built his authority on. And his reaction? The deflection, the contradictions, the angry silence, it all speaks louder than words. But what do you think? Has Kody finally been exposed for who he really is? Do you believe Christine is truly free now? Or is this battle with Kody far from over? I would love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below. I read every single one of them. And if you enjoyed this deep dive and want more honest, real talk about Sister Wives, make sure to like this video, hit subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.